Hi, it's Raphael with Chess House, here to explore the advantages of playing chess against a computer with automatic piece recognition. Joining me is Thomas of Millennium Chess in Germany, and Millennium Chess has a well-balanced line of chess computers for your home. Welcome, Thomas.
Hi, Raphael. Good to see you again.
I would love to jump right in and talk about what is automatic piece recognition, first of all?
When you make the moves on a chessboard, there are different ways for the machine to recognize what you did. And in the former days, or still today, one very basic technology is the pressure sensory board. That means you press the button where your piece is and the button where the piece is supposed to go. And then there are technologies like move recognition, where you don't need to press, where the unit is automatically recognizing that a piece is moved. And the high-end class is the automatic piece recognition. That means that the computer does not only recognize a piece is moved, but it also knows exactly which piece it is. So that means the machine can tell you anytime that is a white knight, that is a black pawn, and something like that. And this technology is relatively rarely used because it is very expensive, but it has some huge advantages.
It sounds like this is really to help with the convenience, right? But explain more why this is helpful, why automatic piece recognition is helpful.
It definitely is a convenience thing because you play 100% natural. You don't have any presses, any things which you need to do to the machine. The machine is it's like magic. When we developed this board, the working title was actually Magic Chessboard. And what is the special thing about this? I mean, there is a common opinion among users that this is mainly great for entering positions. This is basically true, but this is not the whole story. If you want to enter a position on a regular chess computer, you need to set your piece and then you need to program the machine and tell, for example, on A1, I have a white rook. And this is not very convenient, actually. With an automatic piece recognition, you just place your pieces on the board, press the button in the setting modes, set accept, and that's it. And the rest is done by the machine. This is the most obvious advantage of the piece recognition, but there are some more which we explored. For me, most important aspect is that a unit with automatic piece recognition is simply not allowing you for any mistakes. You cannot get a move wrong. You cannot do a casting wrong or anything like that. Or you cannot move with the knight, take a wrong move, especially if you're a beginner. We watched little children playing with the chess computers, and it was so obvious that on a Genius exclusive, they were just playing. No complaints, no mistakes, nothing happened. They just play. Whereas on pieces or chess computers which don't have a piece recognition, it happens frequently to them that they, for example, forget to press the initial square. And then they continue playing. They don't look at the display.
Yes.
They don't note that the computer did not recognize this move. And in the end, suddenly the game cannot continue because the machine has a different setup inside than which is on the board. And then they are highly frustrated. And this simply cannot happen with a piece recognition.
So the LEDs are helpful with that as well for understanding the position and the moves, right?
Absolutely right, because what happens is if you get a move wrong, for example, say you move the knight wrongly, or you make an illegal move, and the unit will notice about the piece recognition, and then the LEDs will flash. And then you can take a look at the display and say, the knight is on the wrong square, and you just correct it. And on the unit which does not have this piece recognition, this will not work. There is another very important aspect, which is especially great for beginners or even for regular players. What I used with my son, for example, and when he started to learn chess, you usually play with not the full set of pieces. Yeah, you start with king and the pawns and the queen, for example. And this is ultra easy here with the piece recognition. For example, I give my son the full set of pieces, and for myself, I give only the pawns and the queen and the king. So automatically, I have a much weaker position. Even if he plays much worse than me, we can play on the same level suddenly. And of course, you can do the same thing also if you play against the machine. So you can set a higher level than you would normally play and give less pieces to the computer. And this is just 2 or 3 button presses, ultra easy to do. And then you have a chance against the machine, even if the level which you set is much above your own. And that is really a great feature.
I love that because I know of a training position, let's say, called the pawn game that is set up with just the pawns and the king. So you could set that up on the exclusive, correct? And just play the pawn game?
Right. You set the pieces, you go in the settings menu to the according menu point, confirm it, and that's it. So that means if you, for example, are active in chess teaching, school chess, something like that, piece recognition is an absolute killer feature for any type of teachers or people who really want to learn actively, because you play very much with different positions here, and only if you really play from the starting position. But the learning aspects are never from the starting position, or rarely. And then this is a really great feature here.
Yes, so the automatic piece recognition is really about convenience and clarity, making sure that it's clear on the board what the position is, and also just saving time in setting up a position and playing from there.
And there's a last aspect which will, especially in the future, be much more important. That is, if you connect the board to third-party applications like apps to allow you an online play, or, for example, to Hierarch's Chess Explorer, then the piece recognition is extremely important, because also here it simply prevents from any miscommunication between the chessboard and the system. And it simply makes sure that you cannot get frustrated from a difference in positions between the different systems. And that's really great. I think that is highly underestimated, the value of these features. What I noticed is whoever tried a unit with piece recognition does not want to go back.
That's right. Pressure-sensitive technology of pressing on a square and moving it has definitely improved, but still there's nothing quite like the piece recognition.
Yeah, but there's one advantage on a pressure sensory board, is that you can use any type of chess pieces which you like.
That's right. I love that.
Yeah, that's right. So many people have a favorite set of pieces which they want to use. This is no problem for a unit like a King Performance, for example, on an exclusive that would not work, because the exclusive pieces have inside the base a little IC which tells the computer, hey, I'm the white knight, for example. And it's also not easy to say, oh, I customize my own pieces and add these ICs, because this is a very special production method behind, with calibration and everything, to make sure it can work. So this is really, you can say, a disadvantage of the piece recognition. However, when we designed the product, this was one of the major challenges to get the right RFID ICs inside. This is the technology which we are using here. That really took us a long time with experimenting. But the great thing is that this technology is very durable. So the RFID ICs which we use in the exclusive have an expected lifetime of over 30 years. That's really long. And I mean, if you look how many old Mephisto machines are still going today, you see that there is a serious point about this. And the more clear it is, the better it is. And the piece recognition simply delivers a 100% clearness, what a non-piece recognition can't do. So that means on a regular thing, you will have somehow, if you play online, there will be some mistakes on one day. It's almost unavoidable. And
yes.
with piece recognition, that can't happen now.
Yes.